Bill Clinton was our first black president. That makes her, technically, she would be our first black woman president, right? Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, and Kamala could be our first black woman president. And Michelle, well.
So that is a panel at CPAC talking about Michelle Obama, as well as VP Harris as well. You should not be surprised that this is going on. And by the way, there was a panel, that panel titled Cat Fight Michelle versus Kamala Harris. What is going on in America? Can they have a gathering of mediocre racists that does not devolve into talking about Obama? And by the way, of course, they eventually got to implying that she had at one point been a man. That's this weird thing that they have to do with Michelle Obama that I don't understand. But honestly, as ridiculous as they look talking about the former first lady in this way, first of all, I get why they're doing it. They only talk about Joe Biden being replaced because then they get to imply that he needs to be replaced. I get that. But every time they talk about Michelle Obama, I can't help but just smell the fear on them that she is a public figure who is widely respected and admired. That's the legacy that she has coming out of the Obama presidency, is that she is a figure of respect. And they hate that. They hate that someone affiliated with Obama would be respected. They particularly hate that a woman of color would be respected in this way. But that is why they are definitely afraid that if she entered into politics, that she would, thanks to her celebrity as well as her experience and the affection that people have for her, that she would do well. I'm not saying that I would support her or whatever. She's not elected. She doesn't have that sort of experience, but they clearly are worried about her, which is why they keep bringing her up.
Before we continue with the story, we depend on members to keep on going. Don't wait. Click join now on YouTube.
Yeah, the masculinization of like the black female body is like a racist trope that has been around for years and years and years. And they do
100%.
it because they're lazy and they're just horrible. They just intentionally are horrible. And this is great. I love this. This is one of my favorite dynamics. Like CPAC, like 11:30 a.m. panel spot. No one's paying attention. Everybody's milling about. It really is like the farm team, like the farm team system in baseball. They have like the double A, single A ball, the farm clubs where they try to get people to work up through the organization to make it to the major leagues. And this is a bunch of people trying to be bigger, louder, and dumber than everyone else. 100%. And so that's exactly what these panels are for. This dynamic is everywhere. It's on TikTok with people that are trying to make more ridiculous videos. It's in all kinds of different places. And it is, when something like this happens, I hate it, because the reaction that you should have to tell people it's horrible amplifies that person, and that's true. That is their goal anyway. But my position is I should still be able to call them out because I'm a minor league lefty sensation and I'm trying to get up to the big leagues.
Well, don't you worry. We're not even identifying who those people were, so they're not going to get much of a social media boost off of us. But yeah, I get it, and it's one of those ways where, like, from a mile up, people might think that there is some commonality between people who talk about this stuff in a way that's not affiliated with like big broadcast TV on the left and the right. And I can't speak to everyone, but it is not actually the same. Like when we dream, like, what is the best case scenario for what we do on this show in terms of how we communicate, what we say, what we choose to focus on? Like, the dream is that we will speak with passion, maybe a little bit of gravitas about an issue that we care about. Maybe we add a little bit of interesting context, that people learn to center their values, to defend people, to stand up for the inherent dignity of people. That is not like when they were gearing themselves up, listening to like DMX before they went out there or something to get pumped up. It was, what is the worst thing I can say? What is the most ridiculous and offensive thing I can say? And they are doing that because it works. Years before any of you knew who Tomi Lahren was, I predicted on this channel, actually back when it was my personal channel, that she would be a national figure. And I know that because at some rinky-dink conference, Tomi Lahren, who was just like an OAN nobody at that point, talked about Elizabeth Warren being a man. And she went on a rant about Elizabeth Warren being a man. And I knew she's gonna do well for herself, because that's what they want over there. And that is what these random nobodies are trying to do. Unfortunately, they don't have some of the other things that people value so much in Tomi Lahren on the right. So I don't think it's gonna work for them. But along the way, they've said some horrible things. We'll see if they can sleep after that.